So here's a demo of the marketplace. We have a couple links here. Upload is how you upload your file. This will be off-chain. Sell is to put the item on-chain to buy. Buying is the actual buying part. And once it's bought, you can download it. You also have delisting and relisting the item. So let's upload. So I click the link. I'm going to call this my title, description, my description, and the price, let's call it 1 ETH. And I'm going to upload two files. One file is the file to sell, and the next one is the image. So I'm going to sell this picture here, which is colored, and the demo image is this black and white one with the red X. So file to sell is this picture to sell, and the image is the black and white photo. I'm going to pick my chain, which is girly, click upload. And what it's doing now is I'm creating an encrypted message to encrypt the file that I'm selling. And then I'm uploading that on IPFS. So I'm going to hit sign, give it a few seconds, and I should get a URL. And this URL has all the data to list on chain. So I can copy this link and see this data. So this link here has all of the metadata required to buy and sell the item. So in here, if I narrow this down, you can see the title that I added in, the description, the image URI. So if I open this, you can see the demo picture. The chain, the price, this is in Way, seller, so the person signing it, the item ID, which we'll use to interact with the marketplace, file name, the encrypted file. So I can try to download this encrypted file, but because it's encrypted, I can't access that picture. So here's the downloaded file. I can try to open it, but it's encrypted. Next is the EVM contract conditions. So this, in short, are basically like the conditions to actually make the purchase to decrypt this file. I can go into this later. And the encrypted symmetric key, which is part of the LIT protocol to actually do the decryption. So let's just say I verify this metadata and it looks correct. I can then go on chain. I can go and list it on chain. So I go back, hit sell, and I can paste in this URL and sell. Well, let me recheck this real quick and show you. So I'm going to be Alice. So Alice is the seller. She has basically 0 ETH to list. Next, I'm going to say Bob is going to be the buyer. So I'll get to that in a bit. So here's Alice. And I'm going to sell. And I confirm. I'll get a transaction hash. Girly, check on chain. Now that it's on chain, I can go to a subgraph that I created under subgraph. Here's a link, and I can query all of this data on chain. So I hit up play. You can see all of this information that I just uploaded on chain. So here's the block number, the transaction hash. I can double check this transaction hash, for example, which is here. The amount, the seller, all this stuff. So here's the URL that's on chain. I can also view this and verify that it is correct. So if I paste it here, this data should look exactly like this. Okay, so let's just say this is correct. I can now switch over to buy, and I want to paste in the metadata that I want to buy. I'm going to switch over to Bob. So let me switch accounts to Bob. So Bob's the buyer. And I'm going to hit buy. And the price is 1 ETH, so that looks correct. And I'm going to make the purchase. Confirm this on chain as well. Now that it's on chain, I can go back to the subgraph, query it one more time, and you can see under balances, this is Alice's account. She now has 1 ETH. So I can go back, now that it's purchased, I can go back and download paste in the URL. But before I do that, let me switch accounts to Charlie, for example, to see if I can actually download it. So let's go to account 5. Paste in the metadata. Download, sign. But if you check logs, it'll say you are not authorized to access this content. And that's because I did not make the purchase. Let's switch over to Bob again. So Bob made the purchase. Hit download one more time. Assign the message to say that I am Bob. And once I do that, I can actually access that file. So it just downloaded it for me. Here's the file. It's the colored without the X. So this is the purchased item. So it looks good. So now Bob is happy. Let's try to make Alice happy. So I can go back. So I'm going to click withdraw. So the address is going to be Alice. Let's switch over to Alice. So Alice wants to get her 1 ETH. Right now her balance is basically 0. So I'm going to copy this address, paste it in here, and go to Girly. And it's basically saying withdraw, funds from this address. So I hit withdraw. Confirm. Get the transaction hash. If I go back to the graph, I can actually see some purchases. So this was purchased. At this time, at this block, you can check all this information here. So I'm going to go back to the Explorer. This is complete. Now if I check more information and I scroll down, I can see the withdraw function. And if I check my balance again, you can see Alice now has that 1 ETH. And that's how Alice is happy. If Alice wants to delist her item, she can go here, paste in the URL, delist, and if she wants to list it again, she can relist it as well. If I go back to the graph, you can see the withdrawal that was made, and this was the amount that was withdrawn. And that's how you do it. Thanks.